Hey, what's good? This is Black Authentic Truth, and I'm trying something a little different here. I've been playing with my camera lenses, so I want to see how that turns out. So if it looks different, it is different. So let me know what you think about this different look. But anyway, what this video is really about is I was going to talk about Tariq Nasheed and what he said on Nojumper. So Nojumper is a podcast where they have different people or whatever, and Tariq Nasheed is not one of the usual guests that they would have. The conversation went towards the brother asking him about Pan-Africanism, right? And how he kind of fell back. And what he said was pretty interesting. So I want you guys to listen to this.
To defer. So like explain to the people. So Umar Johnson is a Pan-African. You are FBA.
FBA.
So explain why you're not a Pan-African and like what's the difference between that?
Okay. Now, for a long time, I was promoting Pan-Africanism. This whole thing is us as a whole global black family getting together and building something. Unfortunately, it's been too one-sided. The African diaspora has not reciprocated, and now a lot of the onus is on us, and a lot of the weight is on us, and it's bogging us down. We can't have a one-sided coalition. We're asking other people from the diaspora, how come you are not reaching out, building a coalition over there? How come everybody just has to come over here and just kind of eat off of us? I've been to Africa begging for dual citizenship in certain countries and nobody's really biting. So there's not too much of an effort from the diaspora. And that's why a lot of us over here are like, okay, well, if y'all like that, do you? We'll do us for right now.
Well,
that's some bullshit. You going out here, we done sat up here and got our heads bashed in for you to come over here to get resources, and y'all come over here and get visas and you get schooling that we didn't fought for. You better do more than hold up a fucking sign. You better say, hey man, let's offer dual citizenship in case y'all want to dip for a few months or whatever. You come over here and be safe, and if you want to go back, cool. That would be cool. We'll offer a little section of land for you guys over here so we can build together.
For Ghana got that now though, right? Like
not really. They don't have that over there.
No. Like I believe Ghana is offering like citizenships now, right?
No, they got a right to abode. It's not citizenship, and there's so much red tape with it. And also, you got to have a bag. In order for us to get some citizenship over there, we got to come through with $50,000, $100,000. We got to go in there with a bag, and then we got to show them all of our bank statements and all of the savings and all of the investments we have. So we got to go in there with cash in hand. So that's not a reciprocal relationship.
Now, what Tariq said was basically that he kind of started to notice after going to all of these African countries that the relationship between black Americans and Africans wasn't reciprocated. I've seen that my whole life. Black people reaching out and trying to, go back to the motherland and trying to show so much admiration and love for the quote unquote motherland. And you don't see that same energy towards black people in America. Basically what he said was, listen, I've been trying to go over there and get dual citizenship, something that could benefit black people, something that's really, that's more than protesting and saying something for black people, but actually showing black people that you're down with them. He's talked to these different people and talked about dual citizenship, meaning we could, be able to go over there and leave. Basically, you have two forms of citizenship. You're a citizen in America and a citizen in whatever African country they allow you to be a citizen in, right? But he said nobody was biting, right? What a lot of people will have to understand, and I'm talking about black people in the conscious community that think we're Egyptian, that think we're African. What you have to understand is that we are not them, right? And you can just look simply by the spirit. A couple years ago, I had ran into Phil from the Advice Show, right? We was out at Taste the Soul, and I asked him, why is it that after 400 years, all of this time, no African country has came and tried to get their long lost loved ones, their ancestors, their descendants? Why is that? And he talked about the Berlin Conference and how, a lot of governments just got their freedom from the Europeans or whatever in Africa. So basically his point was they barely just got from being colonized, which to me was an excuse because black people fresh out of slavery, black people ain't got nothing and turn around and reach, black people were the victims of the transatlantic slave trade, right? The victims, the people that were actually sold to another people as property, but yet we reaching out there for Africa. We're trying to do ancestry.com. We're trying to, find our roots, what tribe we from in Africa. But when we do these DNA tests and all that, you come up with more questions than answers, because now you're from this tribe and that tribe, and it could be this tribe, and you don't know, right? So we are a lost people in this place. We are in America. We're in a land that's not ours, and we're lost, right? But to get back to the point, we push hard for the motherland. We reach out and we claim, but they don't claim us. And a lot of black people will tell you, in fact, I will go on the streets and ask black people themselves, because see, a lot of black people will tell you they don't believe Africans are our people, or at least they don't feel like they give a damn about us. I'm in Southern California, and I grew up with Eritreans. I grew up with Ethiopians, of course, blacks and Hispanics, and Nigerians. I had a Nigerian friend at one time that we hung out all the time smoking weed, but he was more Americanized. But from my experience, Native Africans stick to themselves when they come to America, right? You may make friends in school or work or whatever, but they actually live around one another and they stick together, right? And they really don't deal with niggas like that. When I say niggas, I mean black Americans, black people. They don't really deal with us like that. And a lot of y'all know that's the truth, but you're blind to the education of the Europeans who told you, okay, you came from Africa, you're African, that's it, case closed. When every day your whole life is has showed you that we are not them. And if we were, why are they not reaching out? Why are they not trying to help their so-called family members? You know what I'm saying? Like if you found out, if you was in West Africa, you found out, oh, blah, 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 this happened, this slave trade, you would want to find out who are your peoples in America. But do they do that? No, they don't. Y'all got to really think about that. Like, so what Tariq Nasheed said, and Tariq, to me, he's a very smart and articulate brother. If you don't know, he's a brother that created Hidden Colors, right? That was big. That was definitely big in the hood, you know what I mean? For black people that never is exposed to outside information, right? So this is the things that he observed. So he said he was going to fall back. Then the brother that was interviewing him spoke about the right to a bowl, like that return to Ghana thing. And he said, you know what? When it comes to that, it's not what you think. You got to have a bag. You got to have $50,000, $100,000. Then they want to see bank receipts and they want to see all of these things in order for you to get established out there. Now, there was an article that came out, like, let me just reverse. Y'all remember when they were saying return home, black people was eating it up, and they had celebrities going back to Ghana. I think I remember a video with Steve Harvey going to Ghana, like the area where the last part where the slaves would see, and crying and all of that. And it was a big campaign for that. But it came out that all of that was really just to stimulate the economy of Ghana. So it was never nothing about no brotherhood, about us being the same people. Had absolutely nothing to do with that. It was about getting African American dollars or black American dollars, to stimulate their economy. And so that was just a game that was ran. But like he said, it ain't like that thing ain't like that program ain't like what you thought it was. You know what I mean? You got to have bread to go out there and get established. Right. And so these are things that we need to think about as black people. Who are we? Right. What is our nationality? What is our actual identity? Of course, y'all know me. I know, you know what I mean? And you can quote me on this, that we the Hebrew Israelites, the biblical ethnic Jews. Right. And if anybody want to debate that, we can debate that. I'm ready. I got my receipts. And not only that, we don't do any research, and we're just going off of what somebody else said. And because of the way we feel about something, we agree with it and we stand on it. But black people don't do any research. We don't look any deeper than the surface, right? And if you look at the surface and you look up them records, you look up that history of West Africa, you look up at what was going on, you'll find out that, listen, we are different. You don't sell your brother, right? And you can't, because the common theme is the European came and conquered and put us on slave ships. And that's not what happened. That's not what happened. They literally came, set up shop, negotiated. Not saying it was easy, but they negotiated, had satellite cities in West Africa where the Europeans would stay, and there would be an in-between the African kings and tribal leaders. There'll be a middleman between them and the European countries. That actually happened. So it was a joint effort, you know. Before it got out of hand, it was a joint effort in putting people on slave ships, other tribes, people, other clans, other people they didn't get along with. We're not talking about just random people. We're talking about your enemies, people that are not your people, that you're going to kidnap, you're going to war with, and bring those prisoner of wars back to the coast and sell them and put them on slave ships. So basically what Tariq is saying is that they can eat off of us. They can come to America and they can eat off of the struggle that black people have went through in order for certain things to be possible. And they get all the, you know, the loans and all the schooling when we don't get none of those benefits. And there is nothing reciprocal in a relationship when it comes to, you know, Pan-Africanism, as black people saying, oh, we're African, we're this, we're that. It's not the same energy on the other side. So I know a lot of y'all gonna say, you causing division. Nigga, you causing division. I'm not causing the division. The division was caused when Native Africans put Israelites on slave ships, the Negroes on slave ships. Remember, we always blame the European, and rightfully so. He deserves all the blame. But at the same time, there were two parties. There was a buyer and a seller. And so we got to be honest with each other and have that conversation and say, look, you don't sell your own people. You wouldn't sell your brother. You know what I mean? And that's just the reality of it. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. Give me your thoughts. And with that, this is Black Authentic Truth.